has said, even though Jim Harbaugh had a bad year at 2-4, it was a pandemic. A lot of people went sideways. He said there's no win quota for Jim Harbaugh. I'd like to say again, Jim Harbaugh took over a Michigan program that was at a low point. It was a mess. And in his many years there, he's gone 10-3, 10-3, 8-5, 10-3, 9-4, and last year. That is not a fire guy record. Okay, 9 wins is Michigan football. And if you take out last year, that's what he averages, 9.5 wins. Bo Schembechler, the legend, averaged 9 wins. And Wisconsin was awful when Bo Schembechler was at Michigan. He had to beat Penn State and Ohio State. Those were the big teams. Now, the Michigan coach has to beat Penn State and Ohio State, and now Wisconsin's a top 10, 12 program. Okay, every college football program has a win total if you have the right coach. Based on your money, based on how much talent there is in the local and regional area, money, commitment, the ease of academics. To me, if you base it on a 12-game schedule, everybody played a 12-game schedule. Alabama, Ohio State, Oklahoma are 11-win programs. I'm not going to predict 12 for anybody. Michigan and Texas are 9-win programs, but see themselves as 11-win programs. And that's the problem, is that Bo Schembechler averaged 9. They didn't average 10 or 11. So and why is that? Because Michigan and Texas, academics are not easy. There's more to do in Austin and Ann Arbor than just football. Not quite as committed. And they also have one of the top teams in the country, a better program. They play every year. So Michigan starts the year knowing they have to play Ohio State, probably a loss. Texas starts the year every year, has to play Oklahoma, probably a loss. Oklahoma's a better program than Texas if they both have a great coach. Ohio State's a better program than Michigan if they both have a great coach. So it's if you go look at right now, what the pandemic is hard for me to make a call on. A lot of teams went sideways. I'm not going to judge people. The pandemic it's just like, earnings for companies. The pandemic's a different year, like state budgets. The pandemic screws it up. The airlines, you're going to look back, it's the world's worst year for an airline. We had a pandemic, right? So I look at his career. He averaged 9 wins. And that's now with Ohio State, always been great. Penn State, always been great. And now Wisconsin's really good. So then you got a third team that you often play. So he's fine. You're not going to fire Jim Harbaugh. The criticism that's totally just is, for the life of me, I can't figure out why he keeps butchering the quarterback position. That I don't get. He's a quarterback. He had Andrew Luck. He just go, look what I did to Andrew Luck. He can't land a quarterback. And when he does, they transfer. That is a just and fair criticism, and I don't get it. Never have. Joy with the news.
No.
Turn on the news.
This is the Herdline News. Sponsored by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
The Lions decided not to franchise tag wide receiver Kenny Golladay. And 2 teams have already surfaced as frontrunners for him in 2021. The Dolphins and the Giants are expected to show serious interest in signing him when free agency begins next week.
The Giants is very interesting. Kenny Golladay is special.
Yeah, so he only played in 5 games in 2020 due to injury, but he had 20 receptions, 338 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
I love
But
him.
he had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in 2018 and 2019. So when he is healthy, very highly productive.
Well, what's interesting is Joe Judge, year 2. Dave Gettleman is at year 3. Gettleman needs to win, and a rookie receiver, you just don't quite know. Kenny Golladay, Evan Ingram, Saquon Barkley. Put a little heat on Daniel Jones now. You got to start moving the. And then they could, because I love the Giants' defensive front. So what the Giants are maybe thinking is, let's spend money on Golladay, and that first pick, we can go to the offensive line. Where do the Giants pick? I don't know where the Giants pick.
Yeah. I mean, I like this move for the Giants for those reasons. They pick 11th.
Okay, so 11th, you're going to either get Austin Vera Tucker, the USC guard tackle. You're not going to get Penei Sewell. You're not going to get Rashawn Slater. But you do start getting into the third best offensive lineman. And so I get Golladay, a weapon. Now I can go offensive line. And now I can, the rest of the draft, I can really concentrate on the defensive side.
But you just really want to get a big number one receiver.
He's a number one.
A young quarterback. Like, you still have Daniel Jones on his rookie contract. Spend a little money. Get him a guy like Kenny Golladay who you know is going to be productive and give him an opportunity. I think it's a great fit for the Giants. So the Cowboys put their faith in Dak Prescott, obviously signing him to the next 4 years. Roger Staubach agrees with his former team's decision and is hoping for big things to come for Dak.
They believe that Dak Prescott is their quarterback. And I do too. So I would love to see him stay healthy and have a great year next year. And I'm pulling for Dak. I think he's I really like him. I think he's a fine football player too. So we'll have to see how things go next year.
You know what's funny? Dak is a lot like Roger Staubach. I grew up with Roger Staubach. Unconventional style. Roger Staubach was one of the first running quarterbacks. And didn't throw the most beautiful ball, but like a grown-up. Unique leadership skills. Tough as nails. Teammates respected and love him. A little unconventional. Roger Staubach went to Navy. I think he lost a couple years, came in. Roger Staubach is one of the most underrated players in league history. Staubach and I mean, like, Dak's not Aikman. He doesn't play like him. He's not Aikman. Staubach and Dak have a lot of similarities in style, like really uniquely respected, uniquely tough, mobile, but not like, not like burners, but just evasive and win close games.
I know everyone's a little concerned about him coming off of this injury, but I'm not. Dak is a very durable player outside of this injury. I mean, he obviously missed 11 games of the season with the injury, but it's the most consecutive starts by any quarterback drafted in the 4th round or later to start a career since the 1970 merger.